Namaskar, I am Mohan Shenoy, son of Adyar Gopal Krishna Shenoy. My mother Radha was an ideal Gowda Saraswath Brahman woman. She was an example of a woman in our community for the unique trials and tribulations a woman underwent in the 20th century. Amba yani Radha Bai was soon in the family way and delivered a baby girl in the year 1931. They named her Tara. Gopala Krishna took great responsibilities of running the family and worked hard to earn and also save for his family. On 23rd July 1933, Amba gave birth to another child, a boy, and he was named Dayananda. The Adyar joint family now consisted of Mother Yamuna, child widow Netravati, brothers Ramachandra, Gopal Krishna and Padmanabha, and their wives Sita Bai, Amba and Narayani, and two children, Tara and Dayananda. They moved to a slightly bigger house in Sujir Madhav Nayak's compound. It was in the house in Sujir Madhav Nayak's compound that Amba delivered another male child on 14th September 1935. This baby was named Venkatesh. Venkatesh was the fairest of all the children of Radha Bai. After Venkatesh was born, the Adyar family broke up. Ramachandra and Padmanabha moved away to live separately. Gopal Krishna moved to a rented house in Mahamaya temple premises. Now there were only Yamuna, Netravati, Radha Bai and her three children in the house, along with Gopal Krishna. Mukta, the adopted child of Netravati, also lived here. In this house, Radha Bai delivered her fifth baby. It was a male baby. This baby was named Mohan, and the author of this movie is the same Mohan. Mohan was born on 15th May 1938. By having Mohan among them, the family members found the house crowded a lot, so Gopal Krishna decided to move again. But this time he had some money saved all these years of his small business. He decided to buy a house and permanently put an end to the necessity of changing rented houses. In order to put an end to the unwelcome practice of changing rented houses frequently, Adyar Gopal Krishna Shenoy bought a piece of land with two old houses in it. The Adyar family moved in this house in 1939. The plot measured 33 cents and there were two water wells. The toilets were in a separate structure in a corner of the ground. There was a separate barn suitable for 4 cattle. The main house was about 2000 square feet in floor area and the smaller house was about half the size. Life in those days in the 1940s was hard for housewives. Radha Bai had to take care of 4 children. But she had Netravati and Mukta to help her with housework. Occasionally, Yamuna also lived with them and helped in the chores. In those days, the cooking was done on mud stoves using dried wood for producing fire and heat. Amba had a maid to help her in washing clothes only when she was in advanced pregnancy or for 3 months after a delivery. At other times, Amba had to find time between the cooking and child care to wash clothes and dishes. Also, she had to get water for drinking, cooking and bathing for about 9 members in the family. Two big copper vessels were to be filled with water for bathing. Drinking water was stored in separate vessel and usually it had to be boiled before consumption. Routinely, Amba got up early in the morning to cook rice congee for breakfast for the children. Rice congee was supposed to be a nutritious food for breakfast. The afternoon lunch required spices and coconut to be ground in a grinding stone. There were 2 cows to be milked twice a day for consumption by the growing children. Evening snacks were to be prepared daily for the kids that came from school hungry. Supper required cooking fresh rice and some vegetable preparations. Radha Bai could get to go to bed only after Gopal Krishna came home. The shop hours were from morning 8 till 9 p.m. Gopal Krishna had taken only home cooked food which was taken to him by a servant or one among the family. And yet, Amba became pregnant again and delivered a boy in 1942. This 5th child of Radha Bai was named as Chandrasekhar, but within a year, child Chandrasekhar died of a childhood disease, diphtheria, which was endemic in India in the 1940s. Later in 1945, Radha Bai delivered another male baby who was named Sridhar. Again later in 1948, Radha Bai got pregnant and delivered another male baby who got the name Muralidhar. All these deliveries were managed at home in the house at Kudumbi Hittal in Mangalore. There was sufficient room in the house and a large family could be comfortably raised. Radha Bai loved her house and garden. She worked in the garden and tended the many coconut palms, fruit trees, flowering plants, and brought pleasant surroundings for her growing children. Radha Bai loved her children and tended to their many day-to-day needs. In 1951, Radha Bai delivered another baby, this time a girl, and named her Shanti. Again in 1953, Radha Bai became pregnant and delivered a male child who was named Anand Rai. Radha Bai was of good health until now. Many deliveries made her weak and probably compromised her resistance to diseases. First she suffered from filariasis and got her right arm and right leg swollen and edematous. They became hard and painless. The progress of the disease was ultimately suppressed and stopped by anti-filarial treatment, which was then newly available.